And then if he needs to go forward, I say, great, but now I want it out of gear. And if he needs to go forward, I say, great, but I need it out of gear. And then I need it out. Pretty soon he just, oh shit, hey, whoa, I'll stand here all day. Then when you pick up your rein, he goes, oh, okay, what do you want? My feet are ready, and we'll go. Well, let's go here. Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna wait this time. Oh, you want it again? Okay, I'll go again. So you can ask, or you can get it to flow, or, but yeah, I don't, if they need to walk forward, then just kick them out of gear again. Pretty soon they'll quit.
And the biggest mistake I see people make, there's two mistakes they make when they're trying to disengage a hind end.
I know one of them.
Okay, go ahead, I'll listen to yours.
One of them is they're actually not disengaging, they're just running in a circle.
Yeah, but why?
Because the front end is keep going, the front end isn't planted.
Yeah, but what's the easiest fix?
What do you mean?
So what happens is, usually what happens is once they start to go, we get scared.
Yeah.
And we hang on with that outside rein.
Oh.
Just enough
Right.
that horse will kind of bull through it.
That's not been my experience, but okay. I haven't. All right.
Because then what you have to do is you have to 100% drop that rein
Right.
and get a hold of this one.
Yeah.
And then if you want that horse to fully disengage, you have to come up over here.
Yes.
And as a cowboy, you go, oh, you never bring your rein across the saddle horn. Don't you do anything? Didn't you learn anything?
English too.
Oh,
English
yeah.
riders, I mean, what traditional English you never ever come across.
Yeah.
When I first started learning some like indirect rein,
Yeah.
I'll come across. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that gets your foot across.
That's your best friend.
Because it's no different when I was picking up that other side or you pick up this side. I own that foot. And if I want it further, I ask it further. So if I'm riding and I come and I want this foot, and I can bring it to here, and that's where most people stop. And so they come to here and then they keep going.
Right. You gotta bring
But if I come to here and say, no, I want it here, now they're pretty much committed. They're not going forward.
You have to disengage. You gotta get the power.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the biggest. The one is you don't drop this because they don't trust it.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one before.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if that's the reason.
You can watch all kinds of things. When I see people struggle, and you just say drop the outside rein.
Right.
Now what do you mean? No, the outside rein, drop it. And as soon as they drop it,
People do tend to want to kill it.
yeah. And so mentally it lets that horse, okay, now it's just one signal. And they just take that one signal, it's not a mixed message, it's a message.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and
One
that's,
rein for control.
yeah. But we're afraid because they're afraid, we're afraid. The last thing we want to do is give them more. But that's what gets you out of it quicker. And that's a hard one to do as a rider when you're scared. It's really hard. When we talk about disengagement in a horse, it's everything to me. It's one of the first things I put in a horse as a youngster. And if I have horses that are really bracy, like say if you're trying to rehab an older horse and get them a little softer, one thing I always work on is getting that brace out, and I do that by getting to them to totally disengage. So it's a real good step of taking what I call from the rein to the tail. So that means your message, as soon as you pick up the rein, that message should go all the way to the spine uninhibited. Horses that brace, it gets blocked somewhere. So the one way you can get them into softness and disengagement is to get that hind end, say their right hind leg, you can get it across their belly. And then that's true disengagement. A lot of times they'll kind of come halfway and that horse will still be transferring forward and they won't really turn loose and get soft. So the one way I see that where we kind of that communication breaks down is that we don't handle our reins properly and we don't get that foot in our hands. So basically to illustrate it, I'll take a rope and it's how a guy can mentally think about it is if this is my right hind foot and I have a rope tied to it, where do I want to set it? If I come up to my saddle horn, it sets kind of right in the middle of the horse. If I want to set it down over here, it sets over here. But if I want that horse to have that foot underneath the belly, I need to come up and across the saddle horn and then set the foot down. And now we get true disengagement. So the other thing you need to do is you need to make it a sweeping motion. you need to kind of get a hold of that horse's nose, and this is taking it for granted. You either have a snaffle or a hackamore, and you'll get that horse to bend around. So you'll basically be riding here, you'll draw that nose around, and then that foot will be behind you, and then you pick it up, and then you carry it across the saddle horn, and that horse will disengage. As soon as they get to here, you can basically give them that rein back, and they will basically come there and stop. If they get to where they want to go again and go forward again, you just, as that foot comes back, you get a hold of it again and bring it across the saddle horn. And when they stop here, they'll basically quit. Most horses will only try you 2-3 times if you get your timing right, and then you'll get into softness, and pretty soon they'll start to hunt that softness. And then if you ever need to put a hip on a cow, take your hip off, or if you need to go and side pass over to get a gate or go through a gate and you want that horse to really bend, then you'll start to be able to run that horse in your hips. But you need this disengagement first before all the rest comes through. So I hope this helps. That long. So I'm pretty happy that she's starting to say, when I pick this up, it's going to that tail. Boom. Yeah. So that's the nice stuff. But you see how she, okay, I'll give it nice, but then I'm just going to not quite trust you.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know?
Like you said, you haven't played for that long.
Yeah. There.
Okay.
Better. There. Right there. Beautiful.